UC Berkeley, what was once the home to the free speech movement, has now become the flashpoint to the anti-free speech crusade. Well, the Rebel.media were on campus grounds, and we thought we'd check in with students and see how they felt about the Ann Coulter debacle, about limits to free speech, and if violence is ever justified. Check it out. We're just wondering if folks think it's for the best that Ann Coulter's speech was canceled.
I'm certainly glad that free speech isn't an excuse for her to come and spout her racist, xenophobic, conservative crap.
You know, another ignorant mind, not at this campus, so it's cool.
I think whatever happened seemed like the best course of possible actions. I don't know what would have happened if she actually came and talked.
Do you think that we have to radically rethink free speech and understand sometimes there have to be limits to stop things like fascism?
Yeah, I really do, because I do think that, this comes up all the time now, got to protect free speech, but the Nazis were free speech, but that doesn't mean you should protect it. So, I think you do kind of have to redraw it. And obviously it's hard because who gets to arbitrate that? But I do think there are limits.
So this is obviously the famous ground of the free speech movement, which was a wonderful movement for its time. But in this current time, free speech is being used by a particular type of people that means something much different than the free speech meant in that particular context.
They're coming here looking for trouble. They are wanting to escalate. And it does feel scary. I mean, I'm scared. I'm Jewish. And I'm like, I know what happened in the 1930s in Germany. And I'm not trying to like kick off Godwin's law or whatever.
People who have been marginalized previously for their hateful bigotry are now feeling empowered and emboldened by Trump's dialogue. And I don't think that being on campus when there's like 100+ police officers on campus is in my own best interest for my mental health and my physical safety.
Final question, do you think it's ever justified to essentially sometimes get physical because you're stopping neo-Nazis and fascists?
I think that's probably too big a question for me to answer. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Certainly, again, thinking back to the Milo Yiannopoulos talk in February, the only thing that stopped that was things getting out of hand. So I'm not condoning violence at all, but when the university won't listen to reason, where do you go?
I think so. Like, violence comes in all forms. Like, physical violence is not the only one. And so if someone is performing other kinds of violence towards a specific group of people and they're like inciting like physical violence, then I'm happy to see Richard Spencer get punched.
I mean, it has been justified before. I mean, I suppose that like World War II was that, if it is inevitable, like there's been situations where it's been inevitable, like it was in Spain.
Like, definitely. I mean, we should have been active and tried. There should have been more physical force used against the Nazis to stop the Holocaust happening. That was the only way that it stopped.
If a neo-Nazi was going to come after you, I would fight him. And I hope someone else would do the same for me.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like below and go to stopantifa.com to support our journalism.